Hey everyone, this is just a quick screencast to show you how you might go about fulfilling the requirements of the course that you should be engaging with other people's work and contributing to their learning. So one of the primary ways that you'll probably be doing that is by commenting on and sharing other people's blog posts. So here I am on the main OLTD 505 site. So this is the blog hub where all of the posts written by anyone in the class are aggregated. And so you can see I can scroll through and find a post that I'd like to comment on. Now you'll note though that because this is an aggregate site, I can't actually comment on them on this particular site. I'm going to need to go to the original site where it was posted. So let's say I want to comment on this particular post here. So I'm going to click on the title. It's taking me to this person's actual site. You'll note though, if you look at the URL, it's taking me specifically to this post, not just to his overall blog site. So that's important. If you're trying to direct people to this particular post, you want to use the whole URL, not just the beginning of it. So I found this post that I'd like to make a comment on. I'm going to scroll to the bottom and I can leave a reply. Now it's important that I'm checking this box off because if I'm asking a question of the original poster and they want to respond to me, if I don't check this box, I'm never going to know that they've actually posted anything in reply to my post. So it's important that I'm checking that box. So let's say I've left a comment here, but I'd like to continue the conversation. So maybe I'm going to share it a little bit more widely. So I'm going to copy the link, again, the whole link, so it takes people to this post. And I am going to head over to Google+. Now, I know that in order to share somebody's work on here, I'd like to be able to tag them, but I know that I can't actually tag somebody unless they're in my circles. So I know this post is written by Derek, so I'm going to head over to the members of the course, and I'm going to find Derek here, and I'm going to add him to my circles. Now he's in my circle, I will now be able to actually tag him in a comment. So let's see what that looks like. So I'm gonna click on a new post and I might say something like, I just read, I want to tag Derek, plus Derek, and he shows up, post about OER. What do you all think about whatever it is I'd like to know? I'm going to add the link to his post, and then I'm going to pop it into a category. So in this case, I would probably put it under discussion. Now what happens, because I've tagged Derek in this post with this little plus, is that he's actually going to get a notification saying that somebody's talking about him. So he has a heads up that maybe he wants to be paying attention to this conversation and taking part in it. So then I can just hit share, and it will be shared with the rest of the members of the community. But let's say I want to go even farther with this. So maybe I'd like to share outside of the course. So I might head over to Twitter. Now, on Twitter, I'm going to be sharing with the rest of the world. So I'll have even more, more people who might be able to contribute to the discussion. So I'm going to head over to the tweet. I am going to start by, just saying the same type of thing, just read. Now I'm trying to, again, tag Derek in this tweet. So I throw in the @ sign and I type in his name until I get to him. Now you'll notice that his handle isn't at the very beginning of the tweet. And this is really important because if I were to structure my tweet like this, and then write some more, the only people who would actually see this tweet would be anybody who follows both me and Derek. And of course, Derek would see it as well. So that kind of limits the number of people who are going to see this post, unless I'm being really creative with hashtags. So instead, I'm going to put something else in front, just so that now anybody who follows me is going to be able to see this tweet on their timeline. So, I just read his post about, now he's talking about OER, but I know that OER is a hashtag, so I'm going to pop the hashtag sign in front, and that means that anybody who's looking at the hashtag OER is going to come upon this tweet as well. So, looking for comments. And, I probably would compose a little bit of a better tweet if I were actually tweeting this out, but it gives you a sense. So I'm going to throw, again, his post URL in there, and then I might throw in some other hashtags. So I'm going to throw in the OLTD hashtag, since that's what you're using for the course. I might throw in EdChat, because that'll pull on that particular hashtag. Even EdTech or Open Education. I'm not sure. That doesn't look like it's one, so I'm not going to pull it in there because you'll know it didn't pull anything up. But so now I've tagged a few other hashtags, so there's going to be a wider audience that gets this, anyone who happens to be kind of checking out these particular hashtags. Then I can send a tweet. It'll send a notification to Derek saying somebody's mentioned you on Twitter, and it'll allow me to share that post with a much wider audience and start a bigger discussion. So that's just a quick overview of how you might go about engaging with the work of others and fulfilling the requirement to be contributing to the work of others in the class.